Greetings and welcome to the Tiger's Den. This is the voice of Cheryl, and I am Toothless Tiger. I welcome you all. I guess you may be wondering, how can a toothless tiger tell me anything? Easy, with confidence and grace, humility, and 64 years of life experience. Then you might ask yourself, what does that have to do with me? Nothing if you do not want it to. But if you want to look at things and see them from the eyes of someone who's lived far beyond your years, then this is the right place to be. I look at a lot of people on YouTube, and I was looking at this gentleman, and he was talking about if we only had some real women. And what he meant by real women, he talked about all of the women that he knew that really have something to say, but for the lack of self confidence and the fear of what might come out, their voices are not being heard. Their mothers, sisters, aunts, grandmothers, in the neighborhood, friends, wives, and ladies, I'd like to tell you we need to be heard. It is too much going on in the world today for us to spend our time bickering and arguing with each other. We need to be building. We need to get back to a place perhaps we've never been. So we'll create it for our baby's sake. We say our children are our future. I ask, what are we leaving our future? You might say, what is that $11 million sign? That was my victory in a federal civil case of defamation. We can't let anybody keep us from letting our voices be heard on YouTube. If there is a voice for craziness and shock jocking, lying maliciously, then certainly there must be a voice for the opposite of all of that. We got to have some calm. We got to have some nurturing. We got to have some esteem building. One thing I love about the word self-esteem, the operative word is self. How do you gain it? It's by the things you're being told, the things you're being showed, and the things you're being taught. Now, I know by the time you get here, you're probably an adult. And I've been doing a book called Toxic Parents. And I couldn't understand for the life of me why would they not approve that video, chapter 6, for advertising. Especially when you look at the questions they ask when you have to, self-identify your videos. And none of those were violated, yet they didn't allow it to go through. I don't have a reason to give you. I honestly don't. But one thing I do know, I hear a lot of people degrading one another, doxing one another, doing some of the most unscrupulous things that I would ever think to see in adult behavior. When I envisioned being on YouTube, I envisioned an opportunity to get the word out. You know, the word that we can't get out in our community because of the systems that are in place. At least that's what we say they are. I don't know. Perhaps it is, perhaps not. But I do know this. We get the same old news on every channel at the same time. That's not reality. There are things that goes on in our community that we really need to know about and should know about, but they're never reported. And I thought we would use this platform to reach one and teach one, and then so on and so on and so on. Unfortunately, that didn't happen either. And I believe in all mankind. But charity begins at home and spreads abroad. What I noticed that a lot of people on YouTube is lacking, it's a four-letter word, and it's called love. Love. You can tell in the people's vernacular. You can tell in the way that they move. You can tell the way they align themselves. It is people that are on YouTube that have had problems with their channels. And when they come back, they still align themselves with darkness. Darkness and light cannot reside in the same place. Can't do it. In a lesson my daddy used to teach us, enter into a dark room and flip the light switch on and see don't darkness tear his ass. They can't occupy the same space. We should think about that in our heads as we use our brains that are very meticulous and holds a lot of data. They really do. Our brains, that is. We have to go back and recall. And the way we can prick the brain is to read. It's phenomenal. I guarantee you, it'll help you see people from more than one angle. You know, life is a cycle. A cycle is a circle. Chances go round. The same people you meet going up, you meet the same old people coming down. And that's a line in a song by Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. But it's ever so true. Ever so true. It does not matter. As you climb, what goes up must come down. And what you must do as you climb is decide and prepare for your trip back down. How did you get there? Did you burn any bridges? Did you hurt any feelings? Are you pleased with yourself? If you answer no, no, and yes, then I'll say you are well on your way to a successful life and you will prepare for life after success. A lot of people don't understand that concept. A lot of people don't understand that everybody didn't come to YouTube to get rich. We came to let our voices be heard because we have something to say. And I'm talking about people that are like myself. I'm not talking about all people. You see, I learned on my journey to find out who we were before we were slaves. I learned that the world is on a matriarchal system. I never knew that. And I look at nature and everything is matriarchal. Now, one of the reasons that it's matriarchal because life comes from the mother. We are the first teachers. We are the first nurturers. We are the first of everything that that baby knows once it enters into the world. And the spirit breath of life takes place. And I learned that the better the condition that the mother is in throughout her pregnancy, the wiser, the more intellectual, the more stable the child will be. I believe that to be true. A lot of us wonder why we're in the conditions that we're in and why it seems so hopeless that we can't get out. Perhaps someone recognizes the power that we possess inside of us and they give us turmoil to keep it suppressed. And then we make each other enemies for very small reasons. Some may be huge, but the most I've seen has been very small and can be forgiven and move forward. I need you, sisters. I need you. Don't do it for me. Do it for your family. Remember, charity begins at home. That's love and spreads abroad. Most people I know give more love to strangers than they give to all of the loved ones that they have together. And some of that is because the loved ones share so much in common and seem to know the secrets. But I learned early in life you are as sick as your secrets. Therefore, uncover them yourself, and you don't have to worry about them being uncovered by others. That's one of the things I see that is an element that's used here on YouTube a lot is divulging people's secrets. And if they can't find a secret on you, then they go into the past of family members as if you carry the burden of whatever it is that they've found. Sure, it's painful to have your family plastered all over YouTube, lied on, talked about. It's very painful. But whatever the guilt may be in the individual that they are uncovering, you didn't do it. And you don't have to give up on your loved one. That's not what it's about. It's about coming together. You know, we say the children are our future, but what are we giving them for a future? We can't even have decent conversations as adults. When people have issues here on this app, They say they want to talk it out, but in all honesty, they just want to cuss each other out. Perhaps they didn't get to do that when they were younger, and now they have the freedom to use profanity, so that's all they do is use profanity. I don't know what makes people tick. I'm not clairvoyant. I don't have a crystal ball, but I know people. And as Curtis Mayfield said in his song, I must agree that people are the same everywhere, from coast to coast, even on different continents. We share the same fears, cry some of the tears, and that means similar, and die in so many years. He said the oppressed seem to suffer the most on every continent, from coast to coast. Now our lives are in the hands of the pusher man. He said he breaks it all down in hopes that you may be able to protect yourself. Don't make no profit for the man. And then he sing a line like this: I'm so glad I got my own. So glad that I can see my life's a natural high. The man can't put no thing on me. I'm so glad I got my own. So glad that I can see my life's a natural high. The man can't put no thing on me. It's something kind of funny how the man takes your money. And that's the same way it is on YouTube. These people who call themselves shock content creators. No, they're not. They're liars. They're scammers. They're causing dissension and division, and they say that's exactly what they want. And then they call themselves number one. Who will listen to a toothless tiger? Some will and some won't. Some have and some don't. Some are afraid to even be seen in my chat. I ask these people, please don't put me in your beefs because I don't fight like you. I didn't come here to beef. I came in the dignity and the honor and the integrity of my mama and my daddy, my son, my siblings, my nieces, my nephews, my cousins, my friends. I came standing in truth on my square. I didn't come to tear anybody down. I came to help uplift fallen humanity. My, did the tables turn. That $11 million that you see, I did what it takes to get it. If I never see a dime, it is well. You see, I did what it takes to get it. I showed you, the world, whoever's looking, how to walk through when someone is disrespecting you. When someone chooses you as an enemy and they think that they're the big bad wolf, you show them for the coward that they are. This person was so cowardice, they refused to accept process. And they thought it was cute and funny and would come on this platform and laugh and talk about how they dodged this time. Thanks be to one of their subscribers one night, and I could always tell when they received notice or a knock on the door because they would come on this platform and be extra low down and dirty to myself and my character and my family. I could time it perfectly. And if you go back in the vicissitudes of your mind, you may even be able to tell. You see, I understand animal husbandry training, and I tried to share it with you guys. We've all been trained a certain way. Being trained a certain way, that's all you know. And no matter how you'd like to be different, unless you do something to be different, you're not. You're going to go with the status quo. There are a lot of things I learned in life that I just could not buy off into. I gave it my all. I shared. I lived life on life terms. So I thought. Some people have a lot of isms. Mine were people. I thought I could save them. And I often wonder, where did I get that idea that I could save someone? And then I think back to how my mother worked 2 jobs and she worked awfully hard. Maria reminds me of my mother working 2 jobs awfully hard, carrying the brunt of the family's burdens. My grandmother, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, everyone came to my mama, and she was there for us all. When you think back to your childhood, it's always good to have a pen and paper and write different things down, different events, different situations that brought you different feelings. It really helps. And as you do it, if you would go back to as far back as you can go and just make notes of your life, it will help you understand where you are today. It really will. A lot of people thought I was off my game because I had to defend myself against treachery. So many people have issues with my 3 org charts. They have very deep meaning to me. And then there are people who are inviting themselves into something they have nothing to do with. And I can understand someone giving commentary, but they're also defaming me by saying I have RICO charges on people. I'm not a federal prosecutor. I don't have the ability to do RICO charges. But what I do have the ability to do is make the complaint. Just like I made the complaint for the federal defamation case against one man. And then I had a whole army, brigade, platoon attacking me for one man who has yet to tell any of them honestly what I've done. He's lied, starting with the disrespect. I was disrespected. And as I stated, he cannot love a mother, a wife, a sister, a daughter, or any female. And I go by his behavior, how he treats us elder women, younger women, and all the women in between, except for the ones that bow down to his whims and his dark desires to annihilate people on this app. I want to talk about saving our children and what can we do different. Individually, I don't know no one's situation, but I know teaching honor, dignity, self-respect, what we call manners, those things matter. You see, I don't have an issue with confidence. Never did. Didn't know I was codependent. But being me, growing up the way I grew up, being born, not knowing it, with a third-degree heart block. But I know my teeth came in bad. And this man, oh, he makes fun of everything I've ever shared, but I shared it for a reason. See, I don't care about his making fun. No one-eyed, skinny-legged, big belly, black around the eyes, who calls me black around the mouth, who's very, 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 very miserable, can ever make me feel bad about not 1 pound, no teeth, no hair, not being mobile as I used to be. They can never make me feel bad because I know they don't understand respect. I understand that. And so I put them in the place that they belong. It saddens me to see so many young males following in behind this kind of craziness. You know, when we came here, one of the things that we were told is we want to try to help our young boys start reading at grade level, whatever grade they're in. One thing we know for sure, if you know anything about schooling and education according to how we were educated, from K through third grade, you're learning how to read. From fourth grade until you transition from this life to the next, you're reading to learn. So if you didn't get the basics from K to third grade, then your way is going to be hard. And you may become a class clown. You may want to do shock jockery. You may not mind being the bully and hurting people for no reason. But what I understand is hurting people hurt people. Rarely, if you're not in the pain, excruciating pain that these people are in, that causes a division and confusion, and that is Amundo Black and Skinny Dadan, Southern Gotti, Brown Skin Lady, Matt K. These are just to name a few. Lady DJ. These people, Kwame Brown, TJ Brown, they love to cause pain to others at all costs. It does not matter the price. It saddens me. I don't know how much talent any of these people possess, but just think, if they possess any, how much wasted talent. Straight Talk TV. These are people who have angrily came after me. 504, Queen Mouth, whatever, of the South. D Truth, I've done nothing to these people. Ellie, 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 Rashida Taylor. These people are on the list for a reason. I didn't just put people on a list. And if you feel you have one, do your thing. But I know cult behavior and I know gang behavior and I know how it operates in the metaverse. And I know that all of these people bullied me for the act of one man. Life's lesson: stand on your own 2 feet. No one else's legs can stand for you. And if you cannot stand on your own 2 feet, sit up as straight as you can, because they love calling me hunchback. I need us to start self evaluating, not for me, for our children's sake. We say the children are our future. I don't know why I did not grow and am not growing in subscribers. Mathematically, it's no way I could be talked about as much as I'm talked about by all of you making video after video. Used to be panel after panel, and even the haters don't come as they do in all other walks of life. This is no different. I don't know if it's something going on with my channel. I don't have those answers, nor do I look for them. What is mine is truly mine. What is not mine, I don't want. I am grateful for all that I have. And I honor you all by showing up and giving you the best that I have to give. I will continue to do that no matter what. But you all must know that there is a method to the madness. There is a beginning and an ending. Anytime you want to research a subject, you must develop a timeline. And I have a timeline for when things started going downhill for me. I'd like, if you have a problem with alcoholism or drug addiction, if you would consider attending an AA meeting. And they have them throughout the United States. It's an anonymous program. If you would just attend or be willing to attend, perhaps one day you'll make it. There is a saying in recovery that some of them have to die so that others can live. So some people are not going to make it out. That's their choice. We have to learn to allow adults to make adult choices. Right or wrong, it's their choice to make. We can love on anybody, but we must set boundaries. We can't love on a 25-year-old child like we did the 5-year-old. We can't love them any less, but we gotta love them different. We have to help them develop into young adults. We should be teaching them things that they're not taught in school. We should teach them how to go and open up a bank account when they're little young teenagers. Now, you can open up one for them when they're babies, but you need to teach them the concept of the system and how it works. We need to teach them how to fill out a 1040 EZ, one individual tax return. We need to teach them how to use a dictionary whenever they're doing any work or reading, and how to take notes. So when they run across words they don't know, they can look them up and learn them. Reading is fundamental, and a mind is a terrible thing to waste. And we have such brilliant minds. But as long as we can be divided, we will forever be conquered. Imagine, ladies, if you will, laying aside all differences and being the powerhouses that we are. We all bring something to the table. Men, imagine getting the respect that you feel you deserve and that we know you deserve because you're our sons. We know it as mothers. No matter your position in our lives, we gave life to you. We recreated ourselves in our daughters. Imagine a world where women are not hating on their daughters. No envy. We can't imagine a world like that. But we have to lay a foundation for our children. We have to teach them boundaries. We have to teach them self discipline. And we have to find a regime of discipline. I should say a regimen rather than a regime. We have to look at ourselves and take a fearless moral inventory of our shortcomings and then do what it takes to eliminate them one by one. There are some flaws you're not going to want to eliminate because, after all, remember, none of us are perfect. I don't know if anything I'm saying resonates with anyone, but we have families that are hurting. We have people that have loved ones in prison. They probably haven't seen each other in a while. They don't communicate with one another. They're having disciplinary problems in the system. I started a program for loved ones in prison to assist inmates in learning how to do their time and not allowing their time to do them. I used to assist people in visiting their loved ones in prison. There are many of our babies that are growing up with parents that are incarcerated. I have a very dear friend that wrote a book on introducing children to the prison system. Some may not agree with that, but I say death and life comes where it finds you. And we need to teach our babies, because we're mainly affected by it, how to cope and live in whatever the circumstances are. Many of things they didn't do anything to contribute to it. They were born into it. But we got to get them to understand the pathology so that we can change the trajectory of their futures and they don't have to end up a statistic like their parents. We have children that are being exploited and missing every day, not only children, but adults as well. We are in the information age, and there are so many things on this world wide web, light or dark. It's according to how dark you choose to go. It is there if you're searching for it. I'm so glad that I don't have to do anything but be me. I don't have to change the direction in which I teach, in which I share, because I share me. And I will do that until I can't do that anymore. I'm so truly grateful for everyone that stopped by, that stayed with me, even the naysayers. Some of the things I don't appreciate, they say. But if I don't know the bad, I certainly can't experience the good. And my life is a beautiful one, filled with love. That's what we're lacking, love. Love will allow you to talk about someone's dead relative in a joking manner. Love will allow you, and I'm saying the lack of love will allow you to do that. Love won't allow you to do that. It's the lack of love. The lack of love will allow you to talk up under women's clothing, even though you pretend to have a loving spouse. Love will allow you to overcome people doing these things to you. If you had love, you could not do a lot of the things I see people do. If you knew love, I have a saying, I ain't much, but I'm all I got. And as I share it with you guys, if you give me a reason, you'll know what I got. Because I'm going to show you. And I'm going to do it to fruition. I can't help but thank this young man for being as arrogant, rude, cocky as he is, disrespectful, swindler, all of the above. And none of that is alleged. That has been my experience of these individuals. Started out talking about one man, but I've experienced it with many, especially the three YouTube cult gang leaders implied: Kwame, Skinny, and Amando. We could stop this behavior. We could do it individually if everybody would take responsibility and evaluate, just like you do on a public job. You get an evaluation every year. You can look at these people's behavior and evaluate them. And how would you grade them? You don't have to take my word for it. If you think they're outstanding, then outstanding it is. But if you think they are performing below human dignity, then that's what it is. They will actually get on here and tell people to unsubscribe from people, don't watch people, don't donate to people. They're actually paying people. They strike their pages and they admit that they're striking them for no reason at all, according to the YouTube guidelines. They're striking them because they may have pissed them off or something about them they don't like. So they would lie on legal documents, but they're swearing that they're telling the truth. A lot of criminal behavior is on YouTube. A lot of people hate you without a cause. Well, I know why Random hates me. He told me as such. And he told me who I was and what I could do and how far I could go. That sealed my fate with him then. I did not know that Matt K was such a snake. But he did warn me. He's a Scorpio, and he did warn me. He would always let me know, now I ain't no saint. I've done my part. And I just wanted to believe the best about him. And it was good while it lasted. But I'm okay now. So, the life lesson that I have for you guys today is love. Love is the key to resolve all issues. You all pretend, some of you may actually believe in the one that is called Jesus of Nazareth. One of the things that he teaches and preaches is love. Love covers a multitude of faults. Love will have you confessing your wrong. You don't have to do it to me. Just do it with another human being. Love will allow you to live by my AAA. Acknowledge you have issues, accept those issues, and take action to rid yourself of those issues. That's AAA, Toothless way. I think I'm going to come to a close. I'm going to play, of course, one of my songs, as I always do, perhaps two. But I want to thank you for your time if you looked at this video. I'm going to keep coming. My voice will not be shut down. I'm willing to talk about real life issues. We live in a crisis state of being. We have hurting people. And we, as matriarchs, mothers, women, should be helping to stop the hurting. Some of us do some outstanding things off of YouTube. We really do. And some of us, all we know is to cause division and separation. That's all we know. Some of us. But I'm here to tell you that we can be a better people. We really can. The decision is ours to make individually. It's ours to make. Think about it. Are you loving yourself? Have you forgiven yourself for the things that you've done in life? And you feel so guilty because you feel you're the only one who's ever done it. And you're afraid to move forward because you know that for the things that you've done, you don't deserve the life that you have. But I want you to know you deserve every good thing. You really do. No matter what you've done, you can forgive yourself and move forward. But you got to take responsibility and hold yourself accountable for whatever the issues are in your life. Help is available. If you see anything strange going on in life, don't just put out the camera. The camera is needed. We're in the information age. But the phone call is much more important. Have you ever made a phone call into any health facility or any business and they say if this is an emergency, hang up and dial 911? If not, then you can go press this, press that, whatever. Sometimes we just need to dial 911. I promise you, the things that you all have done to me, some of you are consistently still doing, will stop. I guarantee you it will. But until then, I'm going to continue to come on this show and give you all everything that I have to give. I have been consistent. I do have content. I'm willing to try new topics. I believe in uplifting and not tearing down. Now, if it's a building or a tree or a plant that's not yielding fruit, then yeah, chop it, tear it down. But if it's a person who call themselves human, who possess breath, thoughts, feelings, then I'm about building you up. If it's anything I can do to put you on the path, to take you to where you want to go, I want to be found doing that. That which is right, that which is pure, that which is good. Whether you acknowledge it or not, that's what I'm going to be found doing at all times. I appreciate you coming to the Tiger's Den. Again, I hope that you had an opportunity to listen to the entire video. If you have any suggestions, please feel free to leave it in the comments. I would ask you to like my video, share it if you will. Comment and subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel. Together, we can do great things. Coming to the Tiger's Den, you're coming to a part of something great because this is a great channel. I appreciate your time. Feel free to donate to the channel. You can even leave a thank you after you viewed the video. That is a choice that you make. This is a second stream of income for me. And I should say a third because I do get 2 checks. But it's another stream of income. And if anything I say or do interests you enough for you to feel educated and entertained, then please, by all means, a workman is worthy of its hire. As it is written, I accept each and every one of you. And I certainly hope that you will hit the like button. It helps us get our message out. It's engagement. And I appreciate anyone that engages. Even when I don't like the things that you all say about me and to me. After all, this is the internet, right? That's what you all reminded me. This is YouTube. And until you're hurting and seeing your family plastered and named a child predator or a pedo, as they love to say, you can't begin to understand that feeling until you see your home and your address and your phone number and your name plastered. You can't begin to know the fear that overtakes you. My daddy always taught us never get too excited about good because bad is sure to follow. And when you're in the bad times, he said, don't get too caught up in the bad because this too shall pass. I've lived for 64 years and I live on the principles, the knowledge, and the wisdom that my parents imparted to myself and my siblings. And I'm forever grateful. and I share that knowledge with you. I'm getting ready to leave the tiger's den, and I want to say thank you for dropping in. You are truly appreciated. This is my new version of the greatest love of all. I hope you enjoy. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us who we used to be. Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone to fulfill my needs. A lonely place to be. So I learned to depend on me. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I failed, if I succeed, at least I'll live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity, because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. And if by chance that special place that you've been dreaming of takes you to a lonely place, find yourself in love. YouTube. When I look at the subscribers that I received over the past year, 60 subscribers compared to other content creators. Some started when I started, some came after me. The numbers are not numbering. From what my numbers tell me, I gained one subscriber every 6 days. YouTube, you got me. You got me. You've got me, YouTube. You've got me speechless. You've got me. You've got me. You've got me. You've got me. Speechless. All I can say is yes. 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 All I can say is yes. 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 Whoo.